Alright, welcome back. We're doing a little Common Core Geometry, Module 2. Right now we're going to look over at lesson number 12, example 1. That's on page 184. It's figure Z prime is similar to figure Z. Describe a transformation that will map figure Z onto Z prime. So what I've done is I've called up that page and I have it displayed on my screen, and I was thinking of doing a little screen capture so I can get each of these images, and then we'll do some work on them in the Sketchpad. So I'm on a Mac, so I'm just going to hit Apple or Command key Shift 4. That brings up these crosshairs, and I can just go ahead and select this top figure, and then I'll do the same thing, Command Shift 4, and I'll select the bottom figure, and I have mine set to save these images to my desktop. So I can go ahead and call up the Sketchpad. I'll do a new sketch. So we have this ready to go. And maybe I'll just minimize this so this is a little bit out of the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and import. The easiest way to do that for me is just to drag these onto the screen, really. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I have Z and Z prime. I dragged them in the wrong one, so that's fine. It doesn't really matter that much, but I'll rearrange them. Nice thing about once they're in the Sketchpad, you see how these boxes are kind of forming around them. I can just kind of click on the line, any kind of part of the figure, and move it around. We can do that with any kind of picture. First thing I want to do is I'm thinking of really just trying to map this onto there. So this picture is obviously a little bit bigger, so I can scale that down. And I'm going to use a couple of these lesser used tools in under this arrow. So if I click on this arrow, I can expand out. This is the regular transformation arrow. And then next to it, we have the rotation arrow and the dilation arrow. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that dilation arrow first. And I'm just going to click on this figure. And if I grab a corner, I should be able to shrink it down to size. If I grab a side, I might be able to stretch it out, but I really want to keep it in proportion. I want to move it and make this show that these are the same shape, and we can do maybe some transformations to find it. So just did a little dilation to kind of shrink it down. Still a little bit too big. So I'm just going to grab that same corner again and maybe just try and make it a little smaller. And I'm not going to make it exact, but hey, as long as it's close enough, that's good. The other trick I'm going to use is this other one. I'm going to go ahead and use this rotation tool. And the thing I like about that is if I grab the corner, I can just go ahead and rotate this around. And if I hold down Shift, it'll kind of rotate down in maybe 15 or degrees or so. It kind of chunks it. And I'm just going to go ahead and switch back to the regular arrow. And I'm just going to move this and see if I can make this match up. And you kind of see that it doesn't exactly match up still. I think it's maybe a reflection. I don't have any kind of reflection arrow, so I really am just going to have to resort to drawing maybe a line in here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this arrow tool again. If I double click on the line, that marks it as the mirror. I can also see that in the transform menu. And since I already have this figure selected, I'm going to go ahead and reflect that. And I believe I can just use the arrow. I'm going to click off of this so I only have one thing selected, and I should be able to just move this around a little bit. And it looks like I didn't exactly rotate it right. It looks like I have to do a little more rotation. It's going to be easier since I don't have these corners on this reflection. I'm really going to have to go back to this one and maybe try and rotate it a little differently. Oops, maybe this way. And it's messy right now, but I'll fix that. If I just go ahead and grab one of them and move it the right way, it should work out a little bit better. I think I need it this way. And really, it's just easier just to grab the reflection. I can move that. And I got it pretty close there. If I were just to resize it a little bit more, I'd probably have it. So maybe we'll just try that one more second. We'll just go ahead and, again, I have to go to the original figure to resize it, but I'll grab a corner and maybe just try to shrink it down a little bit. And then it looks like I just have to move it a little bit more, hopefully. Make sure I get the right one. And you kind of see that I could just go ahead and, looks like I had to do a rotation, I had to do a dilation, and I had to do a reflection. But I do get them to line up. So that's about it for this episode here. We'll do another one soon.